can be a father, but it takes someone special to be a dad, and that's why I call you dad, because you are special to me. You taught me the game, and you taught me how to play it right. A quote by Wade Boggs. On this Father's Day, I would like to talk about 3 characteristics about my dad that make him special. His sense of humor, the ways he fights for his family, and his love for my mother. I love my father's sense of humor. My father's way of showing affection is through his sense of humor. He has multiple ways he does it, but one of them is by making jokes while we're all doing like a big family get together. Mainly ones are like making fun of all of us playfully, like a dad usually does. Usually these jokes end up being the theme of the jokes for the rest of the night because my siblings are a lot like their father. He also makes really bad dad jokes, ones that I can't share here in class. I like to describe his sense of humor by saying he acts like an 8-year-old trapped inside of a 47-year-old body. I think that pretty much sums him up. No matter what, he tries to laugh and keep a smile on his face. Doesn't matter if he's stressed, scared, sad, you name it. He tries to stay positive, and he does this through his jokes. I remember multiple times when my dad would come home and someone would ask him how his day went, and he'll just stand there, sigh, and said it was okay, when it was obvious on his face he had a really long day. But doesn't matter. Every night after a few minutes, he'll end up smiling and laughing and in the kitchen with my mother, poking her, trying to get her attention, being ornery, as my mother would put it. My father's sense of humor can seem out there, rude, or maybe even hurtful to some sometimes. But I know he means well, and if he ever stopped making jokes, then I would be worried. Thank you, Dad, for keeping the family laughing and smiling. I love the way my father fights for his family. We have a big mixed family of 9. Some quote that I got from my mother when I talked to her the other day. She said, I love the fact that it's not genetics that make him a father. There is a saying that blood is thicker than water, but that it does not matter to him. You are his kids as far as he is concerned. When my parents got back together, I'll talk more about that later, but he barely knew me when they decided to try the relationship again. But yet he still took me and my sister in, even though he didn't have to. My biological donor left me when I was 3, so if he didn't take me in, I would not have a dad, so I'm very grateful for that. He also fights for his family by working tirelessly. Day or night, hot or cold, healthy or sick, he will be supporting his family by doing any sort of construction that he has to do, whether it's outside or doing housework inside, doesn't matter. He will be working even if he is in pain. He gave up college, and he gave up any other dreams like traveling. I remember him telling me he wanted to travel the world when he got out of high school, but because he got kids at a really young age, he has never been able to do that. My mom's also told me that he sometimes stays up all night worrying about all of us kids, and I just want him to know that I know that. The ways my father fights for his family are unlimited. Thank you, Dad, for working so hard and stressing to keep our family safe. I love seeing my father's love for my mother grow. I remember when I said my parents tried their relationship again? Well, that's because they were high school sweethearts. My mom got my mom got pregnant at 15 and 17 years old, which made my dad 17 and 19 at that time. And after that, they split up, and then each of them had 2 kids. And then they decided to get back together in 2010, and then 4 years later they got married. And the reason why I say this is because their story inspires me till this day. They are proof that high school sweethearts do exist, and that even though you have struggles in between after high school, you can still find your one true love and come back and live a happy ending. I remember Valentine's Days and Mother's Days and birthdays and so on, that my dad's gifts from my mother would be something short and sweet, but it'd be flowers that he'd put in her special little pot, and he'd put it on her kitchen table. He'd get a corny, sweet love card that he'd get from Walmart, and he would put it on in front of it, and then he'd get a bunch of assorted sour candies that my mom adores. And they're like the big boxes or packs that he can find, the biggest ones he can find. And I'll set them all out nice and neat and beautiful on the table, so that every morning my mom will wake up to that and start her day smiling and happy. The quote from Sally Painter, "I am the luckiest person alive to have you as my wife." I believe this is a quote that my dad holds to heart, because I know he does not think good about himself. So I want him to know that he is lucky, and he doesn't have to feel like he doesn't deserve to have happiness. My father's love for my mother is astonishing and inspiring. Thank you, Dad, for loving my mother so much and being an inspiration for me. As I mentioned earlier, the person who was supposed to be my father decided to leave when I was very young, and I will never know him. When I was a teenager, that thought hurt. I wondered what life would be like if he decided to stick around, and sometimes I still wonder. But I now know that I am extremely blessed that my dad decided to pick up the phone and ask my mother for another shot. This is why I call you Dad, because anybody can be a father, but it takes effort to be a dad. If it weren't for him, I would not have a dad to teach me how to love, how to be respectful, how to be a good person and care about others even if you can't stand them. That is why you are so special to me. Sometimes I wonder if you know how much I love you. So Dad, I just want you to know that I do see how much you work for us, how much you care, and how much you love us. Happy Father's Day, Dad. I love you.